Viewers and subscribers, Dancehall Critics there with once again, people. Respect and manners to everybody who always tune into the channel. Me also hope so everybody alright. I hope so everybody good over for them side of the world. You saw me I deal with. Big up on yourself. Me appreciate the whole of. Today me I talk about Vybz Kartel situation regarding, of course, the appeal and the Privy Council, UK base, and all of these things are the final court of appeal to Jamaica, where of course the UK or the United Kingdom have something to do with it and all of these things. Yes, so I people. So make sure to stay tuned. We're going to discuss everything. Stay tuned. So viewer, subscriber, welcome to another discussion with critics. We don't know the match score. My update today is about the Vybz Kartel Privy Council refusal or denial for, of course, present new evidence in the whole case and the murder conviction and all of these things. Him and him co-accused. Yes, so I say people. So what we're going to basically discuss here is the article that Dancehall Mag did a follow-up on, because they had one yesterday, another one that I actually read and discuss today, but it kind of coincide. So I decided to talk about the newer one now, where of course the whole social media world of course erupted, including some things that me even see over on Fox News. Is what I say, you have a reporter or a journalist who follow Vybz Kartel career and the whole incarceration and all of these things very closely. So even them did in the whole mix of everything to viewers and subscribers. When time I look around and I see what I go on social media and them look a thing there. But when we get into it, Privy Council refuses hear new evidence. Of course, in Vybz Kartel's appeal, social media reacts. So this, Mr. People, is the kind of like the aftermath of the whole releasing of the information. So we could get look at clarity in that whole discussion here as we continue here. Yesterday's bombshell that the Privy Council had rejected Vybz Kartel's effort to introduce fresh evidence and additional grounds for appeal to overturn his murder conviction has left social media in a frenzy. The initial report from Nationwide Radio, which broke the news, had incorrectly stated that the appeal was denied. However, Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, Paula Llewellyn, has offered some clarity which has left Gaza fans optimistic. The DPP explained in a statement yesterday that the Jamaica Court of Appeal of Jamaica had previously granted Kartel, whose real name is Adisha Palmer, and his co-appellants, Sean Storm Campbell, Kyra Jones, and Andre St. John, permission to take their appeal to the Privy Council over their 2014 conviction and life sentences. According to Llewellyn, two additional applications were subsequently made to the Privy Council to introduce fresh evidence from an expert's examination of Kartel's cell phone, which contained damning text and voice messages linking him to the murder of Clive Williams, and to advance grounds for appeal that the Jamaica Court of Appeal did not previously grant. See, the Privy Council Committee denied the two applications on February 15, 2022. Yes, so I say people. So I mean, people want to be optimistic, but quite honestly, it look pessimistic. For tell you the truth, it look pessimistic. Anybody, even if the appeal is still going on, viewers and subscribers, to tell you the truth, even the fans them and those well-wishers and all these things would I really want to hear say, alright, yes, what I say, we hear good news. One I think them get granted and rare and this and that. Then we know say boy would in a good strides. Because based on even the rhetoric where the lie and all of these people where I try to put out different rhetoric. Yes, what I say is like them I try to kind of make it sound like I just pray and I go pray and hope to God say boy them people are actually here, you know, and looking to have to present actually. So hope say have an argument and findings and put together properly and actually get a chance to hear them in front of the people that matter. I'm continue. Gaza fans found their optimism in the DPP's closing comments, where she added, the determination of these two applications now sets the stage for the full hearing of the substantive appeal against conviction and sentence at a future date be appointed by the Privy Council. The Instagram page of Vybz Kartel lashed the misleading reports, writing in a short message, like I've always said, it's like the star just takes up random people off the streets and turn them into reporters. But of course, tell the bad mind Jamaica media, the comets coming. So of course, you know what that mean, outer space and all of these things. You know, gonna make a big old, you know, I say a massive reintroduction and all of these things, or re-emergence. You know I say. So you might create a big wave. Anyway, continue. Meanwhile, the singer's fans celebrated the fact that the appeal still stands, even though the new evidence won't be admitted. However, one user earned their ire, of course, I guess their ire, when he commented, "Good job. Keep these thugs off the streets and out of the beautiful neighborhoods." You know, him go up on Vybz Kartel page and that do them something there. A Gaza fan fired back and said, "Go suck your woman, Ray, you see me? And you them to keep off our street." So well. But anyway, we continue. The expected comments about corruption and a conspiracy also reared their head, with one Gaza fan alleging this is a big setup by society and the big heads. I know that this case would have to be a miracle for the artist and his friends to get true justice in a we all small, of course. In our small country, of course. You saw me as a people. Which, honestly, this is probably really something we can actually admit to tell you the truth. Because we don't say, you know, despite, we don't necessarily a pick up for no one. But even if you're not pick up for Vybz Kartel, you know say that whole carrying out of this case and then something here, it full of loophole, it full of corruption, and full of beer foolishness. We know already. You understand me? I say these people need the artists to carry their burden and their corruption upon them shoulder. Every man deserves their equal rights, which is true. I agree. Similarly, one fan shared, Vybz Kartel represents everything that politicians fear, specifically a critical thinker. Politicians rely on people who don't think, read, and those greed over their well-being for, of course, for well-being of the citizens. In response, one user said, "Okay, corruption, blah, 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 I get it. The justice system didn't follow correct protocol, but everyone just gonna act like they didn't hear Kartel on those tapes informing himself." I mean, just, you know, come on now. So I get that a person that, but then anyway, people are argue about this and argue about that and so. But I mean, would I like to hear full commentary though, viewers and subscribers. What wanna think though, people? What is your viewpoint upon a situation like this? Because honestly, the rest of the article here really just kind of go into just about, you know, I say everything where I have to do with just the reaction from the people. You see what I say? So like I say, the yesterday story talk about the denial of the fresh evidence, where would I of course include the phone, the cell phone, which was tampered with, viewers and subscribers, and we can't go around that. You saw me say it's a dancehall star Vybz Kartel's application to introduce fresh evidence in his long running legal battle to overturn his murder charge. See, our murder conviction has been denied by the United Kingdom-based Privy Council, Jamaica's final court. However, the main argument in appeal are still to be heard, challenging the April 2020 ruling of the Court of Appeal, which largely held up their, of course, his murder of 2014 murder conviction. No report of the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council named Kartel, whose real name is, of course, we know that already, and all of that something there. But people, more than life, know though, what will be the subsequent outcome of all of these efforts where Vybz Kartel, of course, I make. I know say, at the end of the day, you know, no matter how, you know, I say bad you want to be, unless you're just totally bad and deranged with it, you wouldn't care about your freedom. But it always happens to be at a time when your back is against the wall. And then when you look upon it also, this also mixing with corruption. Money, power, respect. So when you think about money, power, and respect, these are some of the bases as to why Vybz Kartel may not see back road until in doing time. And people may say this, I not wish no bad pan him, you know, but I just talk about the logics in the whole complicated situation or case here. I may say complicated because there are people who in a big position where at play will have something to do with. They must say, yo, literally, yo, where he must stay where him there. To me, Kartel piss off the wrong somebody who have power a yard. And that me feel like happen. You understand what I say, people? But me honestly, you know, being that he's an entertainer and a music me review, would I love to see artists a road still. You understand? And would I love him get a fair trial more so. You see me? But I want to see how the rest of the appeal scene will unfold, being that them now accept no fresh evidence. How will this shape the whole, you know, I said the outcome of that something here? Drop your comment below and tell me what you think, viewer subscribers. Remember, Dancehall Critics. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Big up on yourself, and I'm out.